Hi everyone, as you can see, I don't know if you can see it alright, I'm working on a few flies. These are Irish patterns, mainly tied on size, these are size 10s, it's a medium wire hook, like the all-purpose medium and the competition heavyweight. I've obviously I've got quite a few of these flies actually on YouTube, but one I don't have is the Big Mac, they call it. This is a Muddler pattern. It's just called the Big Mac Muddler, just for a bit of fun. It's so we could remember the pattern. Basically when I was tying these, they did extremely well in Loch Mask, Melvin as well, even in Corb, even though it's gaudy. It's very gaudy, like, meaning with the tail. The name, it was just, jeez, I think I was eating a Big Mac. I don't know, I can't remember. But anyway, got its name after a burger. But anyway, we're going to give it a go, just to let you see it. Now the hook choice, there are a couple of sizes. The main size, believe it or not, was I used the Short Shank Special. This is a black nickel size 8. Basically the Short Shank Special has, obviously, it's a wide gape hook. If you can see here, I'm going to zoom in a wee bit. The hook, the shank length is equivalent to size 10. The gape is equivalent to size 8, but it suits muddler patterns, especially heavy dress muddlers, because this is quite a heavy dress fly. It's for top dropper, pulling through the wave. It's a very suggestive type fly. Colours are crazy, and sometimes you need that. When things are a bit quiet and you need something to catch their eye. They may not take this fly, but they certainly might take the ones below it, and that's the type of fly it is. I mean, like this one as well here, this is the Cape McLaren, sunburst tail, orange deer hair on the top. It's just, this one's a wee bit darker, another good pattern. It's the same idea, with the olive representing like the mayfly. It's very good mayfly time. It's, as I say, it's, if you're in the deeps or deep water and you're lifting off, it's one of the ones that catch, as I say, the fish will follow. Whether they take it, which they do, they do take it, but they'll certainly be attracted to the other flies as well. So anyway, as I say, size 8, Short Shank Special. Thread I'm going to be using is a Chartreuse, again really bright. This is a 80 thread. I have waxed the thread, so I'm going to come down about a muddler head length, which is, it can be quite a short head in this one. It's just to lift it a wee bit, but I'm coming down about maybe 3 to 4 mil. And then I'm going to catch in, this is, well, originally, I mean, it's a kind of lettuce colour, if you want to call it. It's a kind of, I don't know if you can see the green in it. The green and the red obviously is going to be on it, but it's the bright colour. So it's just a wee touch of Marabou. You could use crest feather. If you don't like using this, just use a golden pheasant crest. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, the tail length just over the back, it's around about the shank to the hook length. So it's going to pinch this to line it up. And when you're tying the way down, it's easier to tie the way down. So I'll get the length that I want, which is, as I say, around about the shank length, hook length, over the back. And then I can trim this, and so catch it in, 3 or 4 turns. There we are. I'm going to do the same with this is dyed red deer hair. Now you could use, again, you could use something else like a floss or a wool, anything like that, if you haven't got the red deer hair. Just going to stack it just to line up this. If it was a good piece of deer hair, I mean, it's good enough. The taper, that's got a very long taper in it at the tip, so it pays to stack it. So I'm just going to line up the ends. Come to taper towards the end of the tail, so we get with the length. Again, we trim it. Make sure you wax the thread just to give you the grip. Just catch this on. Now, again, just check just going to pull it down a wee bit, it's just a wee tad short. I'm just going to tidy this end up first. Then, unusually, obviously I'm going to tie it onto a bare hook, but there's plenty of grip. Just basically keeping everything, like especially the red deer on top. It's just like a warm, and as you can see, nice and warm. It gives it a lovely glow. I'm not sure what in the big market could be the tomato sauce. Would you be tomato sauce? No, I don't think there's tomato. If you're really mixed up, but the red anyway, it's a good highlight, especially for the tail. The rib, I'm using an oval gold tinsel, a small. So as you see, I've run down, come back up, just to make sure it's secure. And then I'm basically using the thread as an undercolour. I want to see the chartreuse colour. Sure, nice and tight. Now the dubbing I'm using, this one here it's a mix. It's called, this is the Watten peach. It's an orange yellow type mix. It's a very nice warm colour. Loch Watten is the way you'd pronounce it. There's a loch up north, and it's used in using the hedgehog pattern, and it's used in 2 or 3 flies. It's a good colour blend. So if you've got a yellow, an orange type blend, or even a red, it works. So I'm just going to lightly dab it on. It is a seals for this, but you can, you can use a sub. I think in the SLF it's called a fiery yellow, I think. So, as I say, you can blend your own. So I'll just run this up. Now for the body hackle, I'm going to be using this Grizzle. This is called Straw. Now, just a Grizzle yellow would, or a golden olive type colour would be good, or just even, well, like you could use a brown down the body if you want. But this Grizzle works really well, so we tie this on. Now this is from a whiting saddle that I'm using. So wind down. Now you can see it's not too long, the fibre, but the gate width. So bring your rib up through, catching it in. Sure it's nice and tight. Trim away. See what it's like. It's fine. Just going to flatten the end of the oval tinsel here just to tighten it. Now, rubbing it with your nail just so it opens out the oval tinsel, and it makes it easier to get a nice taper. Now for the front, one of the hackle, or the front hackle really is this one here. This is it was a barred ginger. This is a Chinese neck, cock neck, and I just dyed it a nice golden yellow. That gives you what they call a golden olive type colour, golden brown. Length of the hackle fibre is really, I like it quite longish. So, and the best part of this hackle is actually near the tip. So I'm going to tie it in by the tip to get the best fibre. So we catch in 3 or 4 turns the tip, draw it back so it's tucked in. Just balancing out or tidying up the head area. Just come down about maybe a mil or 2. Just to wind the hackle on. I'm going to fold it, just fold it with my fingers. As I say, this is a really bushy fly. It's for the top droppers, as I say, it's to be pulled through the waves and to attract fish. Now you can put legs on this fly as well, pre-knotted pheasant tail legs. I'll just do it just to show you. To be honest with you, the original it doesn't need it, but it's very popular, the legs, so I'm going to put the legs on. So I happen to have some here. I noticed them while materials were lying, so I'll tie them in. So this is pre-knotted pheasant tail legs. These come from vineyards. This is, I'm shy, you want at least 3 either side, so tear them off. I like to come from underneath, kind of split them so that if you come underneath, you can use the shank to separate them. Obviously you want to see them, so make sure they come towards the end of the tail. Just come around with two or three turns that kind of loose like, and then tighten up. See how they're going to sit, that's fine. There's a lot of flies now, especially in the Irish patterns, that they're happy to add the legs on because they got popular, and whether they increase the takes or catches, it comes down to your feeling yourself. It does add something to a fly, it makes it look something a wee bit different, but you can see the legs. They do move well in the water. So now for the front, now you could use this is a cinnamon, I dyed this. This was dyed ginger, this one. It's a wee bit darker, which could go in the front. It's a roe deer. This is it dyed. This is just an olive, it's a kind of, well, olive meaning gold, a brown olive, but it's not a lot of dye. It's not very long, this deer here. The roe deer is there, so I'm going to just get a bit of head length. Now I'm just going to make sure I wax my thread. Come over with 2 turns. Now you have to get these turns really straight. There's 2, and you're bringing it down. Now you have to have a lot of confidence here in letting this go, and then wind through really tight towards the eye. Now see how we're sitting, because I hold the tips in a way. There we are. Make sure you've got enough room at the front. Well, I'm not letting the thread go. Because the deer hair is quite short, I may catch 1 or 2 of the smaller fibres, so you just need to be patient. And I'm really tight here. Just take your time, get some thread turns in there. I could have done with a wee bit further back, but not much. I mean, I'm happy with that, the way it is. And then when you've got a few turns in front, the reason it's a bit fiddly to do is because the deer hair's short. You have to work around that. Nice and tight. Make sure. Yeah. You definitely have caught some fibre, but we can trim that. I mean, you can see there's the short ends there for trimming. Now, ideal is to have them a wee bit longer so you can draw them back, but when you've got a piece like this, is a great colour, it's ideal for, so I can just get by with this size of fly. For smaller flies it's perfect, for like 12s, 14s and such, but when you get to the bigger sizes, I'm right at the very top of the size range that we could tie with that material. Now, curved scissors. Now you need it, as I say with this, it's a lot of disturbance, so don't be shy, you can always take it back a wee bit. But I've got a pair of short pair of curved scissors here. First thing we do is the wee ones that are actually caught with the thread, I'm going to trim them out. I'm just going to trim all the way around. Just using the eye as a kind of guide. Just work my way around. Trimming away, these are just mainly obviously the cut ends. Sometimes I will cut away, and I'll maybe do it in this fly, just to start to see the body a wee bit better. You can trim it to suit yourself, but as I say, it is a heavy dress fly. It's called the Big Mac for a reason. Bring out the duress in there. See how the head's like. There's never one of these flies exactly the same. They're always slightly different. So you've got one better than the other. And you just have to just finish the fly and see how it works out. I'm just bringing out some of the deer hair here. I always like to tighten the deer hair up with a blow dryer, hair dryer. It warms it up and tightens it, so I'm just going to do that. I just peer a bit my nail in to pull back these wee ends. Ooh, it's warm. That should do it. So you're going to see the dressing now, the legs. Now, sometimes I like to come round the edge. So if I take the fly off, if I can sit around here and just take out some of these hair and straighten it up a wee bit, so I just don't catch the legs. I mean, if you were fishing this in, say, other countries, it would be a good sort of hopper pattern, the grasshopper type style. It's good colours for the hopper. So if you're going to do one, as I say, it was tied as the colour combination tied as like a stimulator. I think it's a fly eye stimulator. It would certainly work for that. You have to tell yourself when to stop trimming, especially with deer hair. And then to finish off, obviously, a wee bit of varnish. I always make sure there's varnish in at the head. I'm using the brush, obviously. You're going to fill the eye doing it that way, so you can just use your, in this case, my dubbing needle. Yeah. One wee fibre there. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and again, thanks for watching.